MMA Connect here with the one and only Fernando Medina.
What's up, guys?
Fernando, you have a fight in Cagewarriors, your
Yes,
pro
sir.
debut,
Yeah.
December 13th against David Morales. How do you see that fight going?
Well, first, thanks for having me here. I see that fight not passing the second round. I would say first round just to figure this guy's out, what he's gonna do, and once I'll find the timing, the rhythm, I'll catch him with a shot, and he'll go to sleep. Definitely, I guess a little bit of nervous, a little bit of pressure, just because it's a big stage, big um, company of fighting. So, but overall, I feel good. I feel ready, and I already won.
Yeah. How has your training camp been like for this fight?
It's been similar to what I would say, like the amateur times, because I always prepare well. Definitely something where I used to struggle a lot was like my eating habits. Like not making weight here and there, which it looked bad on me. But now that I'm professional, I gotta walk the walk and
Yeah.
eat the right way, train the right way, recover the proper way. So it's been not much different. Just like I said, be a professional.
Yeah.
That's it.
How do you approach this fight, especially that it's your pro debut? So that adds pressure to it. What changes this fight?
Man, I would say I just have to be more in tune with myself, work harder, breathe, eat, sleep, fighting right now, and I just have to put in as much work as I can, just because when they're putting the hand wraps on me, I don't want to have any doubt that I could have done more. I want to make sure that I did everything in my power to train to beat this guy, because I don't want him to have a single day extra from me. And
Yeah.
that is that.
How do you go about breaking down an opponent to find a good game plan?
Okay, so with that, I would say I go based up on his weakness and strength, because you always have to base it up on everything that the guy does, what he does good and what he does bad. Because whatever he does bad and you're better at it, you can just take up on that right away, just go over it and boom, you catch him there. Or
Yeah.
whatever he does pretty good, you have to train it in order for him, so when he does it to you, and you're just well prepared and know how to answer to his shots, to his, I don't know, wrestling, submissions, anything like that.
Yeah. It's like training your reactions.
Yes, reaction time, reflex, timing, rhythm, boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. I mean, even the cardio, the conditioning side of it too,
Yeah.
and the mental side of it too, right? This game, it's yes, a lot physical, but a lot of it is mental too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What was going through your mind when you had a 2-year MMA layoff and you accepted a fight against one of the top amateur rising prospects in the circuit?
Honestly, look, at the beginning I was nervous when they offered me the fight, but my confidence started growing slowly, because I was already training. I was in the gym like every day, training 3 times a day, and then I took a Muay Thai fight in 2 hour
Yeah.
notice.
Yeah. Which is funny because I was coming to your sparring and then you're just leaving. You're like, I got to go to weigh-ins. I got to
Yeah.
fight now.
Yeah, so my coach called me that day. Actually, I'm gonna run you through the day before. The day before, I was training up there with Cub Swanson and Costa Mesa, and I got kicked in the head in my eye.
Yeah,
almost
you had a black
opened.
eye too.
I had a black eye. So I was like, oh man, I was just bummed out by my eye, and also my ego kind of hurt that I got kicked in the head. But and the next day I come regular training. I did a heavy workout of legs, like it was
Yeah.
a crazy workout. And then my coach calls me while I was working. Hey, they're offering you this fight. Do you want to take it? So then I told him, let me get back to you in 5 minutes. I talked to my brother and I tell him, hey, I know I beat this guy easy, but my eye, it's like kind of like that. So I don't want him to kind of punch me and open my eye, because then this is going to mess it up, right? But I said, all right, let's do it. 2 hour notice, go, weigh in, do my thing, hand wraps, and beat the guy. So
Yeah.
after I beat the guy, like my confidence
Skyrocketed.
grew, yeah, like crazy, because like they just called you in 2 hours, and this guy was preparing for weeks.
Yeah.
And then I just get in there and I'm like, it's not that I made him look easy, not at all. He was a tough opponent. He catch me with a shot I didn't saw. It was right down the pipe, and then I got a little dizzy for a couple seconds.
Only a little bit.
A little bit.
It was barely anything.
But I came back and still give him hell, and I won. So I was not really too worried about this MMA fight, the one you're asking me. I was just more like, how different is it gonna be just from the striking, but I knew I could beat this guy. It was not like it was a piece of cake, but this guy didn't deserve to be in the cage with me. He was no threat.
Yeah. You just mentioned the first person you talked to was your brother.
So,
That's the first person you called. So how does it feel to have somebody who's on the same path as you and that's been with you through thick and thin?
that's one of the most things that I guess I like about what I'm doing every day. I love that I can have somebody that is my friend, my mentor. I look up to him a lot. We're in the same boat.
Yeah.
We're like doing the same things. We have worked the same job. We have the same friends. We had work at the same places. It's just amazing that you can have somebody like him, and especially my brother, that is so important for me because he knows what we've been going through, through life, and like you said, thick and thin, and it's just so special because like whenever you're down, he's there, and whenever he's down, I'm there, and like I told you last time, this guy knows when I got something going on. He just has to look at me and he knows what's going on. Like
Yeah.
we don't have to tell each other anything. We just communicate in a different level, and then it's just so important for him to be there next to me. And it's also a lot of help for me too that he does the same thing that I do. So when he's slacking up, then I call him out. When I'm slacking out, he's like, "Hey, no, come on, let's go."
Yeah.
Like we're here for something bigger than like we came to this country to be stars, not to just slack around and
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't have a nickname yet. So what are we gonna give you?
Shit, I don't know, man. So my coach, Janik Salvi, shout out to this guy, my coach. Um, he put me first the hothead, which
Yeah.
because I used to be so every time I sparred, because I was fairly new to it, they hit me and I used to go ham and crazy. I used to go crazy on them, right? And then he's like, "You're a hothead, Miko." I'm like, "What does that mean?" So that means, like you just temper is too bad.
Yeah.
So he put me that, and I was thinking about it. I was kind of like, "Oh, if I make merch, how is that gonna look?" But at the end of the day, I didn't end up taking it. But then one day, we were recording some boxing videos and stuff, and then he comes with this dumb stuff that he's like, "Oh, the demolition man." I'm like, what is this? So I honestly haven't found a nickname that has fit, I would say, my personality,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I think
Are you
hothead,
thinking of anything? I mean, hothead's not bad. It's really not bad. I like it.
hothead could be one. I mean, that's on my radar. We'll see. I don't know. I'll probably think of one, but once I have one, you guys will know, and then
Yeah.
we'll make some merch about it.
Are
Yeah.
you gonna make any merch for this fighter?
I was thinking of it, but everything came so fast. Like a lot of work and stuff, so I couldn't do much. But I will promise everybody then for next one, or even before I fight, I will have some good merch for that.
That's good, for sure. If you were to describe your fighting style to somebody who has never seen you fight before, what would you describe it as?
I would say I'm a very pressure fighter. I like to pressure people. I like to bring the action, but I'm also very clever. I'm very, very smart, and I take my time when it comes to throwing punches, and not necessarily have to throw hard every time, but I just, like whatever the opponent brings me, that's what I'm gonna bring him, and then take up on his mistakes that he does. Like I don't know if you know this last fight with this guy, a lot of people thought he was gonna beat me because he was a very good. I guess amateur, prospect, amateur, whatever, high level guy. And every time he threw a shot, just wide open, no technique behind it. There was just really no, like I just didn't pressure as much just because he was coming with, I don't know, stupid shots.
Yeah,
And
like
I just
rushing forward.
Yeah, rushing forward, not doing his job like he's supposed to, looking like an amateur, honestly. And just, I don't know, I would say I'm a pressure fighter, very smart, and I just like to look for clean shots, not even to knock out, but to actually land so the judges have something to judge.
Yeah. If you were to compare your fighting style to a famous UFC fighter, who would you compare it to?
Okay. I would like to say Ilya Taporia, just because the guy is patient, the guy is sharp. He's a sharp shooter. Every time he throws something, he doesn't waste it. Even I said it. I told you he was gonna be Max Holloway.
You did
he
tell
was
me.
gonna knock him out.
I did lose $100.
I won $100, guys. So, yeah, I would say Ilya. I mean, there's still a long way to get there, but I believe that I can be as close as him, if not better.
Yeah.
I'm still young, and Ilya is very young too. He's only 3-4 years old.
Yeah. He's a young future GOAT.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
And then if he got good in those couple of years, like if you see his videos back then, he was not really that good at striking. But look at him now.
He's crazy.
He's
It's actually
crazy.
Do you think he's fighter of the year? Because like, there's definitely a case. This guy just beat back-to-back featherweight goats, and he knocked them out. That's crazy to think about.
It is, but I would like to give some credit to Pereira. This guy, Alex, that guy is crazy too. But yeah, I would say Ilya. And
Yeah.
plus, I like him.
Yeah, I know you like him all, but
Yeah.
what he did was really crazy. Because I mean, I personally did not think he was gonna beat Max Holloway. I thought Max was gonna win the fight.
I knew it. A lot of people were actually. You guys were texting
Everybody.
me. Oh, he's getting frustrated. He's gonna lose.
Yeah.
Nah, he was just
Dude,
impatient.
10 seconds before he got knocked out, when Max got stunned and he circled back to the middle, I was like, I told you, Fernando, and then he just gets knocked out. I was like,
And then remember I sent you a video. Pay up,
Yeah.
pay up. That was funny. Yeah, I told you guys, he's too good. Like you can tell the way he trains, the way he goes about his, body, lifestyle. Like I just look up to that guy when it comes to, like I said, lifestyle. The way he has God on his, on his life, his family. Like this guy is just he's a good fighter, a good human, and yeah, I definitely aspire to be like him, if no better than him. But God will determine that.
yeah. Why did you take thousands of dollars from your coach and from your teammates and students on Ilya Taporia? Like, why are you robbing us?
Because you guys were talking so much smack, so why would I not take it? So on that, I made. So Wichdan, shout out to Wichdan. He bet 500, so that was a heavy one. You bet 100. Arthur bet 100. Your cousin, right? The cameraman, 25, and some other money. But yeah.
And he also bet a 500 with your brother too. He lost $1,000.
He lost. Wichdan lost $1,000, so he's negative 1,000. But it's okay. He'll get him back.
It's crazy. So how old were you when you decided to give your full attention and go down this MMA career path?
When I started, it was 14. I started training, but right after high school, I would say, that's when I decided, like, there was no other thing that I wanted to do. I mean, what better way to say it? Like, you get paid to be in shape, you get paid to do what you love, because I'm also a coach. And then
Wait, who's your favorite student though?
Who's my friend? Nicholas.
Let's go.
Let's go. You get, like, I'm also a coach, so like I was like, if I'm not gonna do anything with the school, and honestly, school was not for me. I was not a dumb kid, and I don't think I am, but it was just not for me. Sitting on a desk, sitting there, it was not for me. So I decided to just like whatever. Plus, life happened, so we can go more into details later on. But yeah, life happened, and I just was like, you know what, fighting is good. It's something that I like. I love. I think fighting, it feels like life is real when you're fighting. The moments that you walk from that tunnel to the cage and you're fighting with this guy, it's like the first time I experienced it, I was like, wow, this is what I want to do. It's just good, only the 1% get to experience those things, and I want to be that one.
What is it? Is it like the rush after, or?
I would say, yeah, the adrenaline, the rush, the sacrifice that you do. Like for me, like I said, big sacrifice is the food, the eating. I love eating, so that's a big thing. The reward after you win, even if you lose, it's rewarding because you prove yourself that you could go through a camp cutting weight, if people haven't done it, like I recommend you guys to do it to see how it feels. And it sucks, especially me coming down from high weight. It's just like tough. But yeah, I just, once I felt that first, feeling of fighting and then coming down after and winning and even losing too, like I said, it doesn't feel good losing, but it feels good that you get to learn from your mistakes and you get to get better from them. And you also become a better person. A lot of the fighters are such a nice people. They're not really like, a lot of people are like, oh, they're mean, a lot of them are very, very nice people. So I just decided after, like I said, my first fight and after high school, and I was like, all right, let's go all in it. Got to work in a gym, and I train people too, and then I fight.
Where was your first fight? Like, not just amateur, like any experience, a smoker, a big sparring match. Like, what was your first time being in there?
Being in a cage, like in a real cage. So it was down in San Isidro. There used to be like some smoker fights, and it was the gym we used to call, it was Intensity MMA, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I did one there. I got my ass whooped. But it's okay. It was so fun, like losing weight, because back then I was 230 pounds.
Yeah, you were pretty big in your older Instagram photos. You look like a totally different person.
Yeah, I was I
Looked
was
so
very
different.
big. I was just a kid. I remember when I came to the U.S., my cousin showed me the Dollar Tree, and at the time they were selling 1 pound of gummy bears for $1. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
this
so
is
you're
a
eating
deal.
unlimited
Oh
gummy
yes.
bears.
So I went every day, eat a pound, pound and a half of gummy bears every day. So I gained weight. By the time I was 16, 14 probably, I was so heavy. So then I just decided to train, and then that gave me, as I was losing weight, gave me the confidence to fight and just look better. And when you look better, you feel good, and
Yeah,
when you feel good, everything
yeah.
goes well. So I definitely, yeah, it was so good, yeah.
Yeah. Your only loss on your record is to Anthony De Silva.
Yeah, this
What do you think
guy.
went wrong in that fight? And do you think there's going to be, do you think that's setting up for a huge major fight later on?
So, what went wrong? Let's go with that first. Honestly, like I said, I'm naturally a guy that walks around almost like 200 pounds, right? My bones are very thick, they're very dense. Plus, I love to eat. Um, so I had a lot of going on in that camp, but I got COVID. No excuse. He beat me square and fair. Like I said, give him his props. But yes, I got COVID. The weight cut was hard. The nutrition, didn't know much about what I was doing with the nutrition. I was just starving myself. Not good protein intake, none of that
Mhm.
stuff. So I went into the fight. I made weight. I was like, like how I don't know how I made it, but I made it. I proved him, and I bet that when he saw on the scale that I made the weight, he was like, oh, now I'm in trouble because he thought I was not gonna make it. Whatever. I would say that nutrition went wrong. Getting COVID in the middle of the camp went wrong. Running a lot, I just burned out my body. But it felt good to prove myself, not everybody else. A lot of people, even a couple of my friends, were talking like, "You're not gonna make weight." I was like, "No, I'm gonna prove to myself that I can make weight, and then everybody will see that." So I made the weight, whatever. That was so rewarding. Now, what went into losing? Like I said, I
Mhm.
was weak. By the second round, I felt like a little gas. The guy was not bringing the fight too much. I was putting the pressure, the pace. I hit him with a
Mhm.
couple shots. Props to him, he took him, but right away he went to grab my legs, and that's all he knows how to do. Grab your legs. Now he's getting better at striking. I've seen it a little bit, but still not on my level yet. He beat me. Props to him, like I said, but I lost because I would say my gas tank was not there when it comes to like when you don't have the right protocol to follow when it comes to nutrition.
Mhm.
By the time you perform, it's too tough to have energy. Plus the weigh-ins and amateur the same thing, so
Yeah,
it's not enough
which
time to
is
recover.
crazy. Yeah, it is crazy.
Especially me coming down 40 to 50 pounds down to weight cut is too much weight. So I would say that. And honestly, to be fair and not excuses, he got me into that choke, and it was not even on my neck. It was more on my chin, and I could have resist. But what was going through my mind then, it was like, honestly, I want to be over this. I was just tired. I was like, I don't want to be in this cage. I don't want to be with nobody. I want to go eat. I want to go relax because it was 13 weeks plus of training, hard training, running. But like I said,
You said you were fighting like it was like you were fighting Khabib, like you were getting
oh,
ready to fight Khabib.
yeah, I was getting ready. Like it was like the fight of my life, and that fight got a lot of hype. Let me tell you, they made shirts for me and him. They made a whole promotion thing. That was when Epic started going up in their promotion. They started doing these things, interviews, and all that kind of stuff, and they hype it up. And I remember the crowd was crazy, but I loved it. So I lost fair and square. He won. And later on, I think me and him got some business to handle amateur. Like it's not that I don't count it. It was a good time. It was a good learning experience. But in the pro, I'll show him where his world ends and mine starts.
Yeah,
So I'll catch him soon. I don't know if the UFC. I don't know if Cagewarriors. I don't know if Lights Out up next. But
up
I'll
next,
show him what's up.
for sure. Who's gonna be in your corner that night, and what does every single person there mean to you?
All right. Number one, my brother, as you know, he's always gonna be there. He makes me feel safe, confident, secure, and he just gives me that extra push because, like I said, we're on the same boat, and then I'm not gonna let him down because he also puts his time on me to train so we can be better, in this fighting thing. And so he means a lot. Like I just can't have words to describe me being on my corner, but that's the person that I definitely need all the time there. Um, Coach Janex, my Muay Thai coach, striking coach, I would say. He will be there. He means a lot to me. He took us under his wing when we were, like I said, 14, 15, and from there he believed in us, and he was just trying to get us fights and epic and all that. So I have so much respect for that guy, and I really love that he has never asked for a penny, and he's always been there for us. And I just I think it's time to show them, and also paying back with my results in fighting, and always bringing them to me, because if I succeed, they succeed, the business succeed, and we all win, right? Professor Johnny Lorero, he's a
Alliance.
Professor Alliance, world champion black belt. Very well rounded. I think he also did a couple of fighting. I'm not really sure, but he kind of understands the game when it comes to the ground, how to defend, and he means a lot to us too. We have so much affection for this guy. He has helped us out with the ground game, taking us into competitions, and yeah, even if we just been knowing him for like a year or so, and this guy is just amazing. The way he puts things together. But yeah, he means a lot. All of them, all of those people that are there with me is because they're my ride or die.
Yeah.
Those guys also put their lives and their time for me and my brother to go into the fight. And take their time to take us there. So
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for all of them.
For sure. You have a Bible quote in your bio. It's Deuteronomy 24. It says, "The Lord your God is He who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies to give you the victor." So, what does that mean to you?
That means a lot, because throughout my life, it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been, every day you're fighting with life. Every day you're fighting, literally waking up in the morning, you're like, it's 4 a.m. Am I going to wake up and train? You're already fighting your mind of it. So I think God always, for me, He's all deep in my heart and my mind, that quote always just makes me think like God's with me all the time, and He will never let me down. He will be with me through thick and thin, and He will just whenever I don't feel like it, I just gotta remind Him when He was carrying that cross that He didn't want to carry, and He carried for us. He still did it, and He still died for us. So it is, you cannot compare what He did for the world, what God did for us, and me not, I would say, like, not believing in that He's next to me. Like, if He could do that hard thing, like I said, carrying the cross, how can I not, like, believe in Him that He's gonna be next to me on the fight, go through that too? Make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know, just God's been in my life since I was born, man.
David Morales is known for his wrestling background. So, what specifics have you made and adjustments have you made for this fight to counter him?
Honestly, just working on my jiu-jitsu, working on my wrestling, takedown defense. But honestly, this guy's not gonna get to my legs. If he gets even closer, he's gonna eat a knee, he's gonna eat a punch, an elbow. He's gonna eat something, and his lights are gonna go out. Honestly, I don't think this guy it's better than me. He's not better than me. I already won the fight. It's just a matter of time to prove it, right? Like I said, if he's trying to take me down, and even if he takes me down, I have the answer everywhere he goes. Standing, clinch, ground, I have the answer. I have worked my butt up for this fight, and I don't plan to lose. And I'm not gonna lose. Nothing or anybody or anything will stop me from winning or losing this fight. I'm gonna win. I already won. That's already my mind, and I just gotta show it December 13th.
Yeah. Any last words to say to your friends and family who are watching this?
For my friends and family, thanks for all the people that's been there for me. Thank you for doing this interview, taking your time. Thanks to my brother. Thanks to all my family, friends that have been there for me, and just stay tuned, guys. December 13th.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go.
All right, thanks,
bro. Thanks. Why do you guys lower the music? What the fuck? It was so awkward. How long was this thing?
Let's see.
Fuck. You should ask me about the grains.